Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1527, written by Country Cottage 23, Drenched Without a Trace. This has bothered me since it happened almost 3 years ago. We have a 4x6 rug that fits under our dining room table and chairs. One morning, my husband is out there in socks and said there was a wet spot on the rug. He said the dog, 2 years old at the time, Boston Terrier, must have had an accident. Our dog is very well house-trained and never had accidents. Husband left for work. A few minutes later, I went out to see what he was talking about. The entire 4x6 rug was soaking wet. Definitely not a dog accident. I searched the floor for any water trail. There was no trail to or from the rug. My dining and kitchen floor were both dry. I moved the table and chairs and dragged the rug to the bathtub and clogged the drain. I then went back to the dining room, connected to our kitchen, and searched for where the water came from. I got the folding ladder from our downstairs storage room and searched along the entire ceiling. Not one wet spot on the ceiling. I searched the floor inch by inch to find any water trail. There was no water under my kitchen sink, no water coming from the wall behind my stove, and no water trail from my refrigerator. We have a rug on the kitchen floor that would have gotten wet if any water ran from the kitchen to the dining area. All the windows were dry. I opened the windows and checked there was no water under the sills. I also painstakingly went through our dining room and searched all of the walls for any water trail. There was nothing. Also had a professional check the roof and attic for any leaks. There was no source for the water. It was too much for someone to have spilled the glass. Too much for my small dog to have caused. The liquid that drained from the rug into the tub was clear and had no scent, so it was definitely just water. I cannot find one logical explanation for the source of the water. I'm a rational person and looked for a practical explanation. When I say I checked every inch of the ceiling and wall, I mean it. Also, none of this water leaked into the downstairs basement area below the dining room floor. It was just enough water for the rug to hold, without the water running across the floor anywhere else. There was no water under my dining room hutch or the other island eating area. The only water trail occurred when I dragged the rug to the tub. I made sure there was no water on my floor anywhere before I even moved the rug, because I wanted to rule out any source the water came from. Years later, and I still have no idea how that rug got soaked. It freaked me out for the longest time. Especially since there was no source of the water. It was only me, my husband, and the dog that live here. Case notes file 1527. Drenched Without a Trace. Yeah, so there are rare water glitches like this, maybe 3 or 4 in my entire career of narrating stories, where there is some person or some drip of water that seemingly comes from nowhere, and in some cases there's entire pools of water just drenching a floor or even just a hardwood floor, maybe it's not a carpet. The only thing I can think of that makes any sense is somehow transposed water from a different universe. We have DOP, where physical objects can move between universes, so I guess why not water? And I guess it's a specific area, volume of water. It's not the entire ocean or something like that. It's more like a sphere or a geometric shape within a given area of water that ported over. The other possibility is this was a prank by your husband, who didn't mention it to you beforehand, that there was some weird puddle on the carpet, so maybe he pretended it was small because he created it and it was soaked. But to do that, never mention it, I don't know. I don't really buy that this is a prank, but it is possible. We'll just keep that there. Case file number 1528, written by Cold Advance 1169. My Phone into the Abyss. 6 years ago, back when I was in high school, still living at home, my mom instructed me to clean my room. So I did what I normally do and connected my headphones to my phone, listened to music, and started getting after it. After putting my dirty laundry in the washing machine, I went back to my room with my phone nowhere in sight. At first I just thought it fell under the bed or I misplaced it on my desk or bedside table, but I could not find it. I called my dad into my room because he's the king of finding lost items in seconds and making me look dumb. After a few minutes of him searching, even he began to give up. But then he goes, "You know where it is? I bet you put it in the washing machine by accident." I run over to the washing machine, but at this point it's too late. There was so much soap and water going you can't see a thing. To make sure, my dad checks the Find My iPhone app, and upon checking the app, my phone came up as offline. I was so upset I couldn't believe how dumb I was. We both walk back to my room, and there it is. My phone is sitting perfectly in the middle of my bed, face up. For background, my dad didn't believe in any paranormal or alternate universe type crap. He's always had some sort of logical answer for any weird phenomenon we've come across. For example, we visited the most haunted house in San Diego, and anytime I said I heard something, he would just say, "It's the wind," or whatever. So after staring at my bed in disbelief for a moment, I turned to my dad and go, "That was not there." And I expected my dad to give some answer to at least make me feel better, but he said, "You're right. It wasn't." He then checked the app, and my phone was online again. We always joked it was the ghost in the house that did it, but now it seems more likely it was a glitch. If it was just the phone in the middle of the bed, I think we both would have accepted we somehow missed it, even though we 100% looked there first. But the part that baffles us the most is my phone showing up offline when missing, and immediately back to online when found. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thanks. Case notes of file 1528. My phone into the abyss. So let's just get one thing straight. A specific will saved your phone from the washing machine, and apparently reset time itself. Now again, I don't know if this is guardian angel stuff, simulation developer, or maybe you yourself, your own will, somehow saved the phone and reset it back in time. Now, of course, this is not conscious. If it is you doing it, if people are saving themselves in different formats or saving their objects, bringing them back, well, there's no clear explanation of how you do it. I don't think it's a duplication event within the same universe. I think it always involves a multiverse. But if it is involved with your own will, that is such an ability that transcends what we're accustomed to, beyond any sense we might have or any ability to manipulate the normal world. And it's just so clear. It was offline when you checked the app, and then it was online when it was on your bed. This was a reset in time, some sort of DOP. But why would it do this? I mean, it's just too specific. You know what I mean? There's no way this is random. Impossible. And now time for the quote of the day. If you want to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first create the universe. Carl Sagan. Wouldn't that be funny if God exists or some sort of God or creator? You could say a creator makes the most sense to me. What if he just created the universe because he wanted to experience food? That'd be funny though, because it took 13.8 billion years to get to this point. So that's a long wait for apple pie or cake or anything. It's worth it though, I think. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.